I came to United States in 1975, I think. And I came to beautiful town, West Palm Beach. I really tell you that to work and start the business and have the kid with no age, to support, it's a little bit tough. And my wife is the one that was very important in this business.
My dad did emigrate from El Salvador here, and his dream was to come to America, come to live for the free and, come for a better life. My dad built this company, and he built it for us so we could have a future, so we don't have to have a boss. He was very aggravated. He wasn't feeling well, he wasn't eating, and he knew something was wrong.
That scared me, not knowing what's bothering him. Why he doesn't have an appetite. Why is he losing weight? He's down to 140 pounds, no energy.
He started getting some ball here. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. And sure enough, that's when they told him, yeah, your cancer's back, and it's kind of from your neck to your waist.
Yeah, he's like, hey, listen, it's cancer. You have options, but you got to go to Tampa. I was like, okay, when? He was like, when? Tomorrow? If you could go today. We're like, whoa.
He was so scared, I remember. And I know he was scared. I've never seen my dad scared before. And he gave me this big hug. And I cried because he hugged me like if it was like he wasn't gonna come back. And I was like, no, Daddy, you're coming back. Coming back. And then he left, and that was it.
It's, I don't know, it's very hard.
So when Mr. Perez was diagnosed with the relapsed lymphoma, it was identified that he would need several months of chemotherapy inpatient. And then once that was completed, he would need a bone marrow transplant for the best case scenario in life expectancy.
You need to have responsive disease to chemotherapy. So he had relapsed and then was treated again with chemotherapy. He responded. And so those are the kinds of patients for whom transplant is indicated.
When patients undergo chemotherapy, they take a lot of hits from many angles. Not only did he want to fight for himself, but also his family. And we were on Mr. Perez's team from the beginning.
My father was the first bone marrow transplant patient at Tampa General Hospital.
Generally, the way it works is that the patient comes and gets transplanted, and then when we discharge the patient, we give recommendations about what needs to be done. If there are concerns that arise, they contact us, and either we tell them, do this or do that, or if there's concerns, then the patient would come back to us. We would then evaluate the patient physically and then send them back with our new recommendations. And in general, our approach is to follow patients at regular intervals, physically here, but to continue the open lines of communications.
When Tracy told me that my dad needed a bone marrow transplant, I was not sure what that was. And she broke it down to me step by step.
For Mr. Perez, he had two teams. He had our CCSF East Coast family, Cancer Institute family, and then he had his Tampa General Cancer Institute family here. And when I say family, because that's what it is, it's one patient, but we're one family. And the goal is that patient. There was a lot of collaboration. What can we do on the East Coast to keep the family and the patient where he lives, and what we must do here at Tampa General?
There aren't many diseases in oncology in which we use the word cure, and I don't want to use it in this case, but certainly there is a high likelihood that he will have a remission, and a complete remission that can last a very, very long time. And that's certainly what we're hoping for him.
A lot of patients often thank you so much for everything that you did for me, but what they don't understand is the turn that they have given to me, allowing me to be their healthcare provider, and this sense of fulfillment that I get, seeing that journey from the patient that come in and that they may not have a fighting chance, but they conquered it. They get to ring that bell, and we have those celebrations and those wins with the patients. That is oncology, and that is the Cancer Institute.
Tracy and the rest of the nurse, they made me feel like I am the only patient at the hospital. She did a good job. And, and I can say she was very important for me to be here. She was nice. And all the doctors, say you call them and they answer right away. And they still do it.
I want to thank Tampa General, but I also want to thank my dad because he fought. He fought for us, and it's not easy. As much as we pushed him, I can't even imagine how he felt. So thank you, Dad. Thank you for fighting.